Okay, you guys. So, this channel is about to start getting a little bit personal. And I've been going back and forth about this because I felt like if I were to talk about certain situations in my life, it would be exposing a lot of my family members, their sins. And I wouldn't want somebody to be doing that with all my past sins, putting them on myself. So I'm gonna try not to use names and stuff, but I think it's really important that I share with you guys bits and pieces of my life and my testimony, because so many times in life we don't realize that there's someone out there going through the same thing. And when you have someone to talk to who has already navigated what you're going through, it not only gives you a little bit of hope, but it almost gives you a little bit of comfort. And it makes you feel like you almost have someone to talk to, even if it's just a video you're watching, and you're not really having a conversation with the person on the other side of the screen. And you almost feel like you are. You feel like somebody is there for you because they know what you're going through, or they don't know what you're going through, but they've gone through what you are currently going through because they have already gone through it. And so I wanted to share something with you guys. And one of the biggest hurdles in my life is my relationship with my parents. I have been asking God to show me a lot of things and heal me, and He has just shown me so many things. And one way He can do this is, we always think that we're gonna hear a big loud voice and it's gonna be God talking to us. That is not how it always is. Sometimes He will bring someone into your life to talk to you through them because the Holy Spirit is in them. Another times it'll be a video that you stumble across. And other times it's a thought that He puts into your brain, or just a knowing in your spirit because He's speaking to your spirit directly. But you guys, if you're someone who struggles with relationships in your life, and I'm not talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about with family, especially parents, it is really hard when you come from a family that you are nothing like. And maybe you could look like your family, and but you almost start to question, like, is this really my family? Because they are nothing like me. And it's okay to be different, but I made a short on this, like why God places us in the families that He does, and why we have to go through things that we go through. And for me, I feel like one of my parents has never ever liked me, has always treated me different than my sisters. And this is even something that other people have brought to my attention, even when I've never brought it up to them. And I was not surprised, because you will already know in your spirit before people profess things with their mouth, or tell you their own observations. And you guys, when you have a really big calling on your life and you're not understanding why you are placed in the family that you are placed in, I talked about this. Sometimes you're placed in a family that you are nothing alike. And that is because God has to mold you into the person that you will become in the future to do His work. So if you're someone who has a super, super hateful parent, that has a really judgmental, borderline religious spirit, but doesn't have any of the fruits of the Spirit, like love, patience, anything like that. And this parent could have caused you a lot of trauma, even complex trauma that you're not aware of, and you didn't really realize why you were a certain way or why you did certain things. And it's because of your parents' actions and the way they treated you, and it almost affected your behavior and even your thought pattern. And you guys, I'm speaking from a personal place, obviously. Not all the time I don't do that, but a lot of times I do. And so when you're in a a family that you feel like hates you, or that you are just nothing alike and you don't understand, what that can do is God is strengthening your mind, okay? Because when you're in a family and they push certain beliefs on you, or you're in an environment of control, and to the point where you cannot even speak your own opinion. You're not allowed to even say your own opinion. And if you do, it is a full-blown screaming fight. Like, you would have thought you really did something bad when really you just had a different opinion. And that creates an environment of control. That creates a space where you feel like it's not safe to voice your opinion. And these are just little examples. But if you've gone through any of these things, or whatever the situation is of your family, and you feel like the black sheep and you're nothing like them, and you feel that they do not treat you right, this was all to prepare you. When you're in an environment of constant criticism and control and this and that, but in your heart you believe something different, and you grew up in an environment of hate, but you are just full of love and light, that's going to strengthen your mind. Because when you get older and God uses you to go out into the world, he's going to use you to speak life into people. He is going to use you to stand up and say, this is what I believe, and what is going on is wrong. And it seems like it's not as bad when it's coming from your family, but it is. It's worse than it would be coming from a stranger, because your family is supposed to be the ones to support you and love you. So when you grow up and God starts using you to intercede in other people's lives, and he has used your whole childhood to strengthen you to do this, you'll start to see, he'll start to reveal to you why things had to happen the way they did, why you were placed in certain bloodlines. And you guys, sometimes he'll place us in certain bloodlines to break things off the bloodline, to purify the bloodline and renew the bloodline, to glorify him. Sorry, I just have so much to say, and sometimes my words like run in circles, but it's because I have so much to say, and a lot of times I don't know how to get it out, how to say it. But the point of me saying all this is God knows who he created you to be. He knows what's in your heart. He knows exactly how to train you for things. The other day when I asked him, why am I still going through these certain things? I cannot take anymore. Like, when you feel like you're drowning for a year straight, day after day, you just get so weary. You want to give up. And I asked him, why am I having to fight this hard? And I feel like he spoke into my spirit and said that he was getting me ready. That if I cannot handle these dark things, how am I gonna really be able to fight for his kingdom? How am I really gonna be able to fight against the things that really, really matter? And he showed me that by him doing all this, he is strengthening me. And so if you guys ever wonder, like, why certain things happened in your life, or why you feel like you were just placed in certain environments, it was to prepare you, okay? And that's not preparation is not always pretty. And a lot of times it takes time. It takes time. You don't, just become good at something overnight. You don't just become strong overnight. I don't know what else to say, but I'm gonna leave it at that because I feel like I'm just rambling now.